Hi guys, I'm here for another video. We're going to do another review. I know, I've been doing like 500 reviews lately, but don't worry, December is going to be the month to be in for me because I'm going to try to get a lot of stuff for you guys, a lot of stuff done, that's what I meant to say, for the month because I'm going to have break in between and some more time, but you'll have to just wait a little bit because semester tests and things. Anyway, so that out of the way, let's start the book reviews. I'm doing 2 book reviews in this video because I have 2 books by the same author, Lori Hales Anderson, and sorry if I'm saying her name wrong, that's just how I say it. So let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to be starting with Wintergirls by Lori Hales Anderson, obviously, and it looks like this, and let's just start with what it's about. And it is about a girl named Leah who has anorexia. She's not living with her mother anymore because they broke up and she has a stepmom now and a stepsister. She's living with her dad, but she's not really doing any better with her anorexia there because that was one of the reasons why she left her mom, was her mom was making her anorexia worse, and she's a doctor, so it makes it even harder for her to live with her mom because her mom's a doctor and, you know, gets on her. So that's part of it, but then the other part is about her best friend Cassie, who just died in a motel room alone, and Leah is having a really hard time talking about her feelings about why she feels this way towards Cassie, and she feels really horrible towards her death, but she doesn't know how to communicate to anyone, so death plus the anorexia is just not a very good mix, and so this is a very dark contemporary, well, not really crazy dark, but just definitely more deep. So yeah, let's talk about what I thought about this book, and then we'll move on to the next one. Alright, so first of all, I absolutely love the cover of this book. Oh my gosh, isn't it gorgeous? Oh, pretty cover. It's so pretty. Anyway, past the beautifulness of it all, let's talk about the actual story then. Okay, so I have been trying to read this book since summer, and every time I pick it up I can only get like 10-20 pages in before I just want to put it down because it's so boring. But it took me about 100-ish pages to get into this book, so if you're one of those people who can take the 100 pages, then this might be a book for you. But I think because it's a deeper novel, you needed to know what happened in those 100 pages for it to get good. Before those 100 pages, I was just, wanted to get it over with because I just didn't want to read this book anymore. But after those 100 pages, everything got really good, and I just couldn't put the book down. So it was a hate-love relationship going on with this book, and, that was how the story felt for me. But then the characters were really good. They didn't completely fall flat. They, you know, contemporary novels have to have pretty good characters to keep the story going. The relationships were pretty good, but you had to, again, get all of that background information in the very beginning to really grasp the story in a way that you're actually going to get emotion out of it, other than just reading it for, like, information. So, yeah, that's just some of the thoughts on the story and the character. The theme was really good in this book. There's some really good themes in learning about anorexia and such, so that's good. The book was overall pretty good, pretty average, but it was just, it could have been so much better if the story in the beginning just had a little bit something to keep me going, because the beginning was just definite, like, repetitive background information. So I'm giving this book, from the 5 stars rating, I'm going to be giving it 3.6. So a little above 3 stars, but not 4 stars or 5. So, let me just do up my little star thing. 1, 2, 3, and a little bit here. So those are the stars. I hope you enjoyed this part of the video. Now let's go to the second review, which will be on Speak. Alright, so I have to hold information here so you don't know where I live and things. But this is the book cover. It's really pretty again. Very tied into what the book is about. I feel like this one ties in more than the other one did. But this is Speak. I'm going to put it down. And it's by Lori Hales Anderson. So let's get started on what this is about. So, Speak is about a girl named Melinda who's kind of had a troubled time during the summer. She busted a party, and a house party, and all of her friends were very upset with her because there were things that happened at this party that you learn about. And so she lost all of her friends, and this new girl moved to town, and at the beginning of the book she meets this girl named Heather, who becomes her friend, but they're not very close. A lot of people don't like her because of what she did, and a lot of people aren't very happy with her and want to make a lot of comments towards her because of what she's done. The whole book is really centered around that and what happened at the party. So if you're into those high school kind of really deep novels, then that would be what this is, and Laurie Halse Anderson is really good at writing those. So that's pretty much what it's about. There's a better description on Goodreads or Shelfari if you'd like to check that out for what's actually on it. Yeah, so let's get started. Alright, so I thought that the book was really good, but this is my second time reading it. So, being the second time reading it, and it's a mystery kind of involved novel, all of the mystery is lost the second time you read it because you already know what happens, you already know everything, so you kind of look more towards the little details. I would probably give it probably 3.7 star rating now, but when I first read it about a couple years ago, I would definitely give it a 5-star rating. So if it's your first time reading it, yes, 5 stars. But if it's your second time reading it, I wouldn't really recommend reading it again because it's kind of just one of those novels where you just read it once and you get the fulfillment out of it. So let's just kind of talk about what it's about, since I already kind of gave you my ratings, but I kind of had to say that for me to kind of talk about it for you to understand what I'm saying, since I'm kind of giving two different thoughts on the book. Yeah. So anyway, I thought the story was really good first time I read it because there's so much mystery involved, as I said. Since you're having to learn about the party a lot, it's kind of reminds me of some more books that I've read, like Jake Reinvented and things. It was really interesting reading about it, and Melinda's perspective is really quite interesting because she's definitely a bit different, and she's more depressed, which is, yes, not that interesting because sometimes it can bum you out, but then at the same time it's kind of different, and I like Melinda's perspective, so as long as I can get along with the main character, that's good. The characters were pretty good. They didn't fall flat, but there weren't a lot of characters to talk about because it was more towards the party, which I can't say much about it. So this is a really short review on Speak. I'm sorry, but that's about all I can say about it. I'm gonna give it 3.6 stars now, and 5 stars for the first time I read it. So yeah, those are the stars. I hope you enjoyed these 2 reviews, and they were kind of interesting. These books are really good. They're just definite deep novels, and I can't tell you a lot about it, so it's just hard to do a review on. So if you want to know any more about these books, go ahead and feel free to message me, and I can answer questions without trying to give spoilers. Or if you'd like to talk to me about the books without spoiling anyone in the comments, then message me as well. That's great. Yeah, talk to me, let me know, like, subscribe, such. Yeah. See y'all later. Bye.